Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Morning Live, and today we have a special broadcast for you that's happening out of Centurion, and Palesa is there, and she's been looking at issues around a new mosque that's being built in Valhalla. Palesa is there. Let's catch up with her now. Good morning to you, Palesa.
A very good morning to you, Peter. Thank you very much indeed. You are right. We are coming to you live from Valhalla in Centurion. This is an open field actually that has caused an uproar amongst the residents of Valhalla. It is at corner Olivale and Hammersforth. This is the area that was donated by the city of Tshwane for a mosque to be erected on the very same area. So the residents, some of the residents are saying no, they do not want a mosque to be erected here. They even went as far as signing a petition and submitted it to the city of Tshwane. So later on, we'll be speaking to the city of Tshwane Mayor Hosien Tsoramokgopa. We'll be also speaking to a representative from the Muslim community. But with me now is Richard Botha. He is part of the residents that are saying no to the erection of a mosque in this area. He will be giving us, the reasons and as to why they opposed to the erection of a mosque in this area. Mr. Botha, very good morning to you, and thank you very much for your time.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you very much. Now, why are some of the residents in the area against the erection of a mosque here?
I think a lot of the residents are opposed to the idea of a mosque in the area, purely because I think on the basis that they weren't consulted from the beginning of the process and they weren't asked. And secondly, I think that they've been made aware of what happened in previous areas like Laudium and Erasmia, where people have been forced out of those areas because of the expansionist way that the Muslims take over an area, and they're a bit scared, I think, of what could happen over here, especially concerning the 5-day call to the 5 times a day call to prayer and everything. As you can see around us, that it's right on the doorstep of the community.
Let me just get an understanding. Are you people opposed to the erection of the mosque on the basis that you were not properly consulted by the municipality? Or is it the fact that there is a call to prayer 5 times that makes quite a noise?
I think it's a bit of both. I don't think it's solely on the basis that the Muslim community... Look, we have Muslim residents in the area, which nobody has been opposed to. We have Hindu residents in the area, which nobody has been opposed to. There is no conflict between any of the people. I think part of it is the fact that there was no consultation in this process from the beginning, and part of it is the way that the religion practices its religion, the fact that it does impose on the privacy of people to a very large extent with that 5-day call to that 5 times a day call to prayer.
Now, before the petition, the signing of petition, did you perhaps try to meet with the municipality to hear their perspective?
Well, let me tell you, when it comes to the petition, we found out about this 2 days before council. It was a late submission when it went to council. There was never notification put like would normally be done when a piece of ground is alienated, especially state ground is alienated. There will usually signs will be put up for 30 days to inform residents. None of that was done. We found out 2 days before. The ward councillor wasn't notified. Not even the ward committee was notified. So the residents, when they found out about it, I mean, the reaction was somewhat of a knee-jerk reaction that, whoa, no, wait, what's going on over here? But I must explain, there's a bit of history, because this area, they tried to take half of the area and incorporate it through the demarcation area. This is a single community. They tried to take half the community and incorporate it with Laudium. However, then, when this happens, when all of a sudden, without consultation, these things happen, then it kicks back to those sort of feelings, and they start saying, is this political, or is this not just political and in the interests of politicians?
But then, for someone watching this interview at home, you sitting here or you standing here next to me, and one can actually say that Mr. Botha is white. This is predominantly a white area. Could this be, racially motivated, if I may ask that?
Let me ask you a question. We live in a democracy, okay, and the democracy states under Section 31 that a community is entitled to its culture, religion, or language. We also live in a democracy that the premise of the democracy is unity in diversity. So if we all become the same and we forced all to become the same, where's the diversity?
But at the same time, there are Muslims staying in the area. So what about their rights to practice their religion?
They have their rights. I don't go to church in this area. I go to church on the other side.
But there are Christian churches in the area. So are they not entitled to have their own area where they can gather and play? Because there are about how many? 4,000 Muslims in the area? 40,000?
40.
Just 40.
40.
But it's still the same. Are they not entitled to practicing their own religion?
You know what, I agree, they are entitled to practice their own religion. But you have to do it in consultation with the community, especially considering that the religion is so invasive when it moves into an area. I mean, we had people on the petition, not white, that are Hindu, that are of African persuasion, that have also said they're worried about the invasive nature of the Muslims when they move into an area. There's people that are living in this area now that came from Laudium that said, guys, when they move in, they take over. And they force all other cultures out of the area. That's part of the problem, is that there was no consultation. So people are reacting on perception. So I put the blame with council. I say council should have followed a proper procedure. They shouldn't have surprised residents like this.
Let me just pose my question in this way to you, Mr. Botha. Had the council followed the so-called proper procedures as you are alluding, do you think it could have made a difference in terms of you not wanting or being opposed to a mosque be erected in this area?
How can I say what the community... Look, I'm representing the community.
You are representing them and they are opposed to the erection of the mosque. Do you think it could have made a difference if they were properly consulted?
Who knows? You see, the thing is, when you start the process on a certain premise, it creates its own momentum. And I'm afraid this premise, the start of this process was on the totally wrong premise. So now we're running on the wrong trend at the moment. You see, if council had not been draconian in the way it did its matters, who knows what the outcome could have been.
I'm afraid that's where we're going to have to leave it. Thank you very much for your time. That's Richard Botha, one of the residents who are opposed to the erection of a mosque in this very same field that we're coming to you live from. So later on, we will be speaking to a representative from the Muslim community. We'll also be speaking to the mayor of Tshwane Metro, Hosien Soramo Khopa, who will also be responding to some of the allegations that are made here by Mr. Botha. We're taking a break. Morning Live continues. Stay tuned.